And we are here at Texas for the third race of the NAPA Sim season here. 40 drivers are ready to take on 134 laps here for today's race, the third race of the season. And, well, last race's winner at Atlanta, Commander is on the pole next to Dan, who is also very competitive. So two drivers coming off of a lot of momentum after Atlanta starting on the front row, and our Daytona winner SM also starting in third. So momentum truly carrying over in the qualifying here early in the season. But now, Mac, we jump to you. 134 laps today. It's going to be a long one, but we've seen some chaos already this weekend, and we also saw chaos last weekend at Atlanta for the Cup guys. We head to a track that is somewhat similar. What do we expect today?
Well, first, somebody's gonna have to beat that 97. The main thing to know, the main thing that we bring up before we start is that this is that number 97 of Dan's playground. He already has 2 wins here in his late career, albeit he doesn't have as much success in the spring date as he does the fall date. He is still the most dangerous man at this track. Basically, nobody can do, but. This has tended to be a very wrecky track for the Cup Series, and we didn't really see that other than a very violent wreck that injured the O2 of Bug. But so I think there'll definitely be a few wrecks today, but I think we should get a pretty strung out, solid race like we did last season.
Yeah, a lot of things to talk about last season, a lot of tracks, but of course we head to a new generation. Everything's different, but Atlanta, we kind of saw sort of that old Napa Sim charm come out, but now we head to Texas. Now we head to Texas here. First time these guys are seeing this track in this new generation, and it's going to be an interesting one. Let's get to the starting grid for today's race. And now in row 1, we have Commander and Dan, 2 drivers that had a lot of speed of Atlanta. Texas is somewhat similar. We'll see if they're going to be as good today. Back to row 2, our Daytona 500 winner, SM, next to Garrett, looking to have a good run. Row 3, it's the Target Buddies. There's been some rumors about these two lately. But how about Stu? Announced his retirement after the season. He qualifies 5th next to Mike. And in row 4, Vixterity and Bot, and back to row 5, nice qualifying effort for both Doug and Slash.
Then in row 6, we have Junior and JJO, fairly good here. And then in row 7, my bad, we have the pair of Alberto cars in Anna Kate and Peyton. Then in row 7, we have Kermit and FXN. Row 9, we got Santa, surprisingly good qualifying effort for him, and Dylan. And then rounding out our top 20 will be Typical and Riley Davis Jr.
Now let's go back to row 11 where we see Cam and Mac. Row 12, New next to Internet. Row 13, Meme and Mythical, a little bit deeper in the field. We'll see if he can make his way forward. Row 14, Discord Bot and Wayside. And row 15, I'm an Antioder next to Ty.
Then let's go to row 16. We have Montana and Avery. Row 17, we have Chasey Man and Jacob. Then in row 18, we have Matthew and NASCAR Sim. Row 19, we have Isolated and Jack. And rounding out our field will be Sean and Sup NASCAR.
Yeah, well, that's the 40 car field today. We're ready to get underway. 134 laps. It's going to be a long one. These drivers got to settle in now. Let's get to the command to fire engines.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
Crank it up. Okay, fire them up now.
Well, we are ready to go here at Texas with Commander Dan, of course, leading the field, as I said. A track that is notorious for a lot of crashes, but we'll see how it fares this time around. The bottom all weekend long has been the way to go on the restart. But as the race goes on, we see that middle lane begin to come in here and be the prominent lane. And again, different series, different car. We'll see how everyone fares today. As off turn 4, Commander and Dan on the front row, off turn 4 into the tri-oval. 134 laps of action. Let's get it going at Texas. We are underway. Commander with a great jump. We are green. Commander well clear into turn 1. I think SM will follow.
Yeah, an uncharacteristically terrible start for Dan. He's going to clear that 93 to Stu, it looks like. And I lead very many positions, but what an uncharacteristic start for the 97 machine. And Commander already beginning to run away here as we see Stu that he gets shuffled to the outside.
Fly by here off exit. Commander will get the first lap lead here. Already a mess in back. You can see there's not much grip in that trial. We see drivers on the high side, so I'm going to have to check up there because they don't want to hit the wall. It's a mess there in the tri-oval, but this is a fast racetrack. These guys are flying around this racetrack, and I mean, it's going to be a thing we see all race along here as Junior up into the top 5 early. Kermit, Garrett slipped back a few spots, but early on in this race is where you either have to gain a lot of positions or you lose a lot of positions. There's kind of no in between. I mean, that's just kind of how this racing is, and qualifying is so important because, you know, we saw it in Atlanta in the Xfinity Series. This race goes caution-free or even just has maybe one caution. If you start in the back and you can't gain many positions, you're going to get a huge disadvantage compared to the drivers that started at the front of the field. So yeah, and it really gives the advantage to Commander and Dan right now. They are out front here 1-2, and Vixterity making a move under SM for third.
See this top 2 running paint schemes they've never ran before. Commander running his new sponsor Gamebridge, and Dan running a non-PlayStation car for the first time. One of the payment processor for the PlayStation platform in Visa credit card. They'll be on the board for several races here. A very interesting deal here. SM right now to the outside, on the outside, trying to hold off Junior for the 4th position. Might be able to do so, but that 33 does have the 77 to Kermit pushing him through. Maybe try to see if he push him into the third one. Doesn't look like it. Will SM be clear though? No, he won't. Heading off the exit at 2.
Yeah, SM will hang on there for now, but how about Junior? Good run in your top 5 here to start. Heard a lot of news about his teammate and his owner, Stu, announcing retirements, but keep in mind, there's still 2 cars in this operation. Junior is the second one, and he has no plans to go anywhere. So, committed to this operation no matter what happens in the future. They're running in the top 10 right now, and Stu has drifted back a few, but also trying to hang on here. Dylan will go by in the 61, Anikate there in the 50, Cam in the 15. Some drivers moving forward, some moving backwards. How about Doug looking for a move under typical here? Bot trying to hang on here. This is all right around the top 10, 8th, 9th, and 10th here as the battle for the lead hasn't really formed just yet. Bot will take 8th or keep 8th, typical up to 9th, Doug in 10th. And now Garrett making a move under Junior for what is going to be the 5th position.
I'll correct you a little bit there. Junior owns his own team. He owns the team, not Stu. Stu is his driver still, though. They are on the same team. But, yeah, Stu retiring after this season. But even a lot of rumors that they'll downsize to just Junior, like how the operation of Junior Motorsports has ran the majority of their career. But obviously a situation that as a team owner, that's going to weigh a lot, maybe on your race weekend, weigh a lot on your race weekend and your plan. So maybe Junior running top 5 early here, running a bit more motivated, knowing that, well, one of his drivers won't be, well, that he wants to help his organization succeed as much as they can.
Well, the only reason why I said that is because on the roster, I think it says Stu Motorsports. That's all I'm going to say. But, you know, either way, these are teammates. These are 2 that have been together for a little bit now. And even before they were working together as a team, these 2 have raced each other practically their entire career since almost the beginning. So these 2 are used to each other, and of course seeing one go and the other staying, it's a little bit bittersweet, but Junior trying to do everything he can, and this is the best run we've seen out of him in a while. Legitly in the top 5, and usually around here is when you begin to fade if you qualified well but don't actually have the race pace. He's hanging on right now, battling some good cars, but at the front, these 2 have set an absurd pace. Commander and Dan already almost 3 seconds ahead, and wow. Back here it is a mess. I mean, here's what I heard after happy hour here. We had practice early on here. Mythical is talking about how his car can't do a thing. He can't do a thing with his car. And he said, no matter what I do to this car, it is horrible. I can't get in or out of the corners. This is the worst race car I've been in. They tried to make adjustments, and frankly, I think they made it worse. Slash, the same thing. And Chasey Man, 3 drivers that are usually at least in the top 10 to 20, having an awful run, and it's not getting any better. Mythical is outrageous over the radio. We can't play any of this. Mythical is hoping for a caution to maybe do something to his car. Look at how high he goes. That car is tight. He is struggling with that car, and I mean, I don't know what you can do as a driver. Just gotta just hope for the best. Same thing with Slash, who's running even worse. A lot going on with these two cars right now that qualified all right, but not great. Just something we gotta keep on later in this race, and if these two are way ahead of the field, at least battle for the lead, and that's what's happening. Dan at the bottom of Commander, these two are gone from the rest of the field.
Yeah, they have pulled almost 4 seconds of it, like dirty. And Dan to the inside of Commander. Let's see if he can make this pass with no help, though. It's not gonna be. It's gonna be an uphill battle for this 97 machine. Winner when we start entering 3 and 4. Commander is at the edge. See if Dan can get by him maybe, or if Commander's gonna prevail. Commander will prevail. And Commander, a second win back-to-back would be huge. Commander has not had a multi-win season before. He ran the majority of the Season 4 schedule, ran full-time in Season 3, Season 5, and in those seasons, is 3 and 5, he got 1 win each at Talladega, and he got 1 at Richmond last season. But, you know, Commander last season, a lot of his success was based on his consistency, his ability to get top 10s throughout the season, almost every single race. And a second win for a driver like that could be huge.
As Dan does.
But Dan does have the lead now. For that 97 machine of Dan, as we said in pre-race, this is his playground. He is pretty much the driver to be at every single Texas race in the Cup Series. He has owned this place, especially in the fall. He has won the last 2 fall races here well, he has 2 wins here at Texas, won the fall race here last season, obviously beating Doug at a photo finish. This guy owns this place, and right now he's looking to show that he definitely does own this place. Looking to log some laps led here.
I mean, you look at this group behind the top 2, and I mean, no one can shake each other. I mean, all the way back. Like, I mean, all these guys all the way back to the 13 are right within tow of each other. But you look at the top 2, and I mean, they're just setting absurd pace. They don't have the fastest lap. Discord bot does, but just lap times are absurd right now, and I mean, it is just an unreal pace that these two are setting. I mean, this is nothing new. But of course, with the new generation of car, the goal was to kind of keep everyone just a bit closer together. But Dan and Commander are improving. That is just straight crap. They are running away, and even though Dan is starting to gap Commander, Commander still has a huge gap on third, and I mean, to do this 17 laps into a race is quite absurd. You see this after a very long green flag run, 50 to 60 laps, but 17 laps in the whole 4-second gap, that is otherworldly numbers of speed right now. And I mean, just at the front, other than when they battle for the lead, that's about it. Other than that, the party's back here, third all the way on back. They are racing like crazy, and we have some nice runs up here. Juniors in 10, Dougs in 11. Some good starts to the races for these guys, while others have faltered. I am continuing to hear a lot of awful on the radio for Mythical. I don't know what's going on, and I don't know what they can do. There is just a lot going on. They might be down a cylinder. I mean,
can I just point out, we are already, these two, 97 and 21, have already, possibly can already catch lap traffic on lap 20.
There is a lot going on. I don't know what's going on here. I mean, the 72 is the only one that usually you would think would be getting left around this point, but I don't know what's going on. This is some horrid speed out of these guys here, and these are drivers that win. Montana, Mythical, Slash, they are winners. They were winners last season. They could not keep up at all, while Dan and Commander, of course, they're winners as well. They are gone. 5 seconds, 5.5 almost in 20 laps. This is absurd. And oh, Matthew is stopped on the racetrack. Is this going to bring out a caution? I don't think so. What is going on early on in Texas? Matthew stopped on the back straightaway. Officials did not seem to care. We keep going. But Dan is lapping Slash. You would think this is a battle for the lead if you were just tuning in, but no. Slash going a lap down, only 21 laps in, and Mythical is next. He was battling for the win last week.
I'm wondering if there's some mechanical issues maybe on this car, because these are the, I mean, Sunbelt cars, they're quick, but they're not always the most reliable, and they're definitely not a reliable team right now, as we have seen that right now. They are on a streak that we have never seen from any other team. We got Commander and Dan battling here for a little while, and Mythical choked part of that streak, choked the cup race. Technicality, he had the lead with about 8 to go, lost it, never got it back, and he was also lost the truck race, had a couple laps to go. Gino got by for the win. He has been part of a awful streak for the Sunbelt Stars team, which they have lost 4 straight races while leading with under 10 to go, and that is just something you never see from a team, especially in a streak or a unison like that. As Dan's gonna get held up behind this 72, a Jack maybe. No, he's not. And Commander can't take advantage of the running outside. Dan might make it 3 wide here into turn 3 and 4. He will, but now Commander's gonna get a huge run off the top and likely have a gap, at least for a little bit.
I mean, I don't know what is going on. I mean, the 72, this is quite normal, but these other 4, I don't know what's going on. Someone's gotta do something here if or when we get our first caution. This is just, these guys are all down it. Now you gotta focus forward on at least trying to get the free pass. You just gotta do something. I mean, like usually when you talk about, you know, tracks like this, here's the 13, here's the 83, here's the 96, here's the 98, here's the 89, here's the 31. These are typical guys, but look at how much of a gap they have on these guys. I mean, the gap is huge. So even the drivers that are profoundly known for not having that much speed, even they are just completely running away from these guys here. And I mean, I'm hearing words about them just straight up parking it. There is a lot of awful things being said on the radio from a lot of these guys, and frankly, I don't know. Mythical ran the truck race, was solid, didn't win, but was just good all day. I mean, these guys have a lot of experience here, and I mean, these are not drivers that are in good cars, but have never experienced this place. These guys all have tons of experience here. I am just unsure of what to say about this. I mean, as a commentator, we all went out here before the race, we checked the cars, we checked, well, the ratings, if I just want to be legit. We all checked the ratings. These are just legit cars that have the legit speed that they have on every other track, but they missed some setup here today, and I mean, they're just roadblocks. That's all I gotta say. They're all roadblocks, and everyone is just trying to get by them in a hurry. They're all roadblocks, and frankly, I don't know what to do. Look at Bot trying to split Jack and Slash. I mean, Montana's way up the track. These guys are dealing, I don't think it's speed. I think it's the setup and just awful handling. Someone missed the setup. I'm not sure if someone tried to run a similar setup to last year, thinking that the car wasn't that different, but something's gonna miss. And unless Commander and Dan run down these two in a hurry, this is the race for the free pass, and Mythical is trying to take it, and this might be the most important pass of his season so far, and it's for the free pass. That's how bad things are going right now for Mythical in the 44.
Okay, I mean, it's not always that you see this terrible of an effort from several organizations, but obviously, everyone is gonna have their dud races. I mean, for what it's worth, if it stays like this, you can kind of just ride. I mean, especially for some of these guys, like contenders like Slash and Mythical, you could just ride it off as it just being a dud race. And well, they have plenty more that they can win at, get great results at, make the playoffs. But still, just abnormally slow pace for them. Still, you never see this.
There's a lot of feel-good stories here in this top 10. We have a lot of quite the opposite. Like, of course, we talked about Slash and Mythical. How about some feel-good stories? Junior's in the top 10 still, running in 8th. He might have lost it now. He's stuck. Oh my god, this is a road. These are all just roadblocks. I mean, you're just trying to get by a bunch of guys that you would think are battling with you for position, and no, it's the complete opposite. These guys are roadblocks, and you just gotta play follow the leader right now. Discord bot 6 seconds behind first and second. I mean, it's not even worth showing those two right now. It is unreal the pace that they are putting on, but Commander actually now repping Sean in Sup NASCAR. Sean had a great run in Xfinity, but equipment and experience in the series isn't going to pay off that well here in the Cup Series, but I just, frankly, right now, someone that, you know, working these cameras right now, I don't know if I should even bother showing the leaders because how big of a gap they are. They are still battling, but the storyline, 31 laps in. We don't even have 100 to go yet. The storyline, 31 laps in, is something has gone amiss with multiple contenders, and the rest of the field, all they can do is try and get by without any issues.
Yeah, just, you know, like I said, you never see these type of duds from, there's a couple contending organizations like this. Like, oh my, look at that slide. Just, that's just the epitome of a horrific setup. Not sure where they went wrong with that Sunbelt 44 team, but obviously, Mac is running here. He's a vocal team owner. He sees this. I'm sure, at least for several of these guys, there will not be fun wars for the crews that set up their cars after this race.
Hey, Mac's gonna come up and pass him soon. I mean, even Mac just not having a good run to start. Sunbelt in general, I mean, it's been a rough start to this race. I mean, Vixterity just fell out of the top 10. Maybe his speed's starting to kind of falter, but SM's in 10th. That's about it. Mac is struggling, I think, outside the top 20, running 22nd. Mythical just having a dud day. I mean, there's a lot going on with this Sunbelt Stars organization. I'm not sure if something's just gone amiss. I don't know if what's been going on in the other series is affecting their morality, but just something is odd with this race. Something is odd, and something's also odd with FXN back in 21st. There's a lot of just weird things going on so far in this one, but 34 laps in, we're still green. I think we plan to stay green for a little bit with the gap. Some of these guys are starting to form now. Race starting to get a little bit spread apart. I think maybe for these drivers like this, did the 62 ever get back on track? No, so that's already a retirement down. I mean, for Mythical and these guys, I mean, you just take every position you can get, but right now, gotta look forward here and just move on, just lap by lap, just hope for some miracle. But right now, there's no miracle right now. You just gotta figure it out and hope for the best as the race goes on.
Yeah, we've got starting to get very strung out. The top 6, I think, are all strung out at this point.
Bods kind of created a gap on 7th tie. You see Bird 4th and 5th pushed over a little bit. They started to run away. And of course, we've talked about Commander and Danger putting up absurd pace. And I mean, just early on, I mean, we saw this at Atlanta, where at the end we saw a few drivers run away. But that was at the very end of the race. We're left 36. We're just barely past 100 to go. We still got forever left in this race, and the top 2 are just gone. I mean, fastest lap, has that changed? I mean, fastest lap, Discord on tie, they're putting up a run for their money, but I mean, when you're just trying to look at statistics right now and kind of just how the field of race is going, I mean, you could look at the fastest laps. Mythical, 36 in fastest laps. Then you look at the top 2 that have ran away, they're 3rd and 4th in fastest laps. So, I mean, the stats don't lie. These 2 are fast, and the ones that aren't fast are slow, but something's got to change here. And I mean, if you're rest of these drivers here, gotta just maybe hope for a caution. Montana's in the wall there off turn 4. Something's gone wrong with these setups, and someone's got to look into it after this race and just figure out what went wrong. JJO, what a power move under Jacob! Is that gonna work? Power move! Oh my goodness! JJO is not gonna let Jacob stay in front of him and just shafted him out of the way. But Jacob's gonna try and get back by.
And now the question is for JJO, was that even legal? He might have cut the track there, and if he does, he might get a penalty.
Yeah, I'm sure NAPA Sim officials are going to look at that. Jacob might have came down. I think it was a racing deal, but either way, that could have been an accident that a lot of these guys probably needed. But don't get it. Keep racing on here as Garrett battling Bot now for 5th. Garrett has kind of lost touch with these 2 that have now ran away. I mean, frankly enough, here's the battle for the lead that's shaken up, but as someone up here in the booth right now, I'm at a loss for words on just how to feel about this race so far. I mean, Texas has had a lot of interesting storylines, but nothing as severe as what we have seen so far with 2 drivers running away like this, and then other drivers that should be up here racing these guys like Mythical and Slash being so off the pace. Oh, Montana stopped on the track! Dan runs into him! Are you kidding me? Caution should come out here! What just happened? Caution is out! Oh my god. Where is Dan? He's going to make it to pit road. Caution is out. Oh my goodness. That is the second car today that has had a mechanical failure. And Dan, I don't think he even knew it was happening. Oh my gosh. Caution is out. Mac, I don't even know what to say. Oh my gosh.
Well, I don't know what just happened, but man, Dan is furious over the radio for that. He is furious on the radio, and we knew something was wrong with those guys maybe, but well, it looked like at least one of the cars gave out. We might see more as we go away. Bot also down period. I think he may have gotten a piece of that.
We'll check the replays
But
to confirm.
caution is out. Let's
Yeah.
go take another look at what happened. Let's go take a look at what happened here. Montana, the engine gives out of that struggling machine. Everyone starts getting by, and then just as he's trying to get it down pit road or at least off the track, can't do it. It's gonna stop here on the backstretch way away.
Whoa.
And as Commander and Dan are battling, Dan's gonna hit him, and that looks like it kills the 97's engine. Bot came very close. May have gotten a piece of that 45 as well. But 97, he might out at his playground because that thing is up in smoke.
He's also speeding down pit road. That was really fast on pit road. He is angry. He came over the radio saying he pulled up onto the racetrack. That's all I gotta say. We'll see here. They're doing a lot of work to that 97 car. We'll see if they can get him back out on track. But also hearing that the 40 also ran into the 45. So Montana could not get off the racing surface. I'm not even sure if he had control over the car. For all we know, that car could have broken entirely and he had no steering. That's the only thing I can say to that 45 car. But two drivers had a chance to win. Might be out. That's the main story of it. That simple. That's all we need to look at. We'll get an update here on some of the drivers that had issues, but let's get back to what might be the restarts. You can see Bot pulling in the background. 3 cars out of the race. We saw Matthew retire early. He also had an engine failure in Montana and Dan. And Dan's the crazy one out of the race for an accident. Bot was able to get his car repaired. He is back on track, still on the lead lap. As we come back to the restart zone, we are back on the way. And Disco Bot will get the edge over Commander. He leads the lap at the line.
Discord Bot and Commander side by side. Commander's dominated all day, and he's gonna jump out ahead of this 55. And now it's gonna be side by side for a second between Discord Bot and Typical. Discord Bot has the fastest lap. Maybe we'll see if he's the fastest car on track. Good challenge this 21 if he clears this 23 machine.
I mean, if Commander straight up runs away again, then that's all I gotta say. That car is fast and legit. But if someone can keep up with him this time, then we'll see a restart. These guys are able to maybe make some adjustments, try and keep up with Commander. We'll see what happens here. Discord Bot does clear in a second. Typical and Garrett side by side for third. Typical cannot clear. Garrett will try and run that outside lane, which has worked. We'll see if it works this time around. Doesn't look like it can. We'll try and get to his inside. Ty is staying there as well.
Yeah, now we got Garrett and Cam side by side. Cam has had a very lackluster start to his season. Looking like he's going to finally make an appearance. Great for him.
Yeah, I mean, oh, is that Discord Bot looking for the lead? Yeah, he jumps under Commander there. Here we go. Someone putting up a charge to Commander. Can he get to the inside? Oh, Commander's going to get the runoff exit. Oh, man.
Yeah, Commander might clear him here. Might clear him at the line. He'll get the lap led. Discord Bot had a great run in the 3, but Commander just outdueled him in 4. But now Discord Bot back in a 1 deep, kind of in a deep set. He's got that 23 boosting it, but Commander's just so good off exit. Oh my goodness.
I mean, at least this time we're having drivers that are at least hanging on here for once. That's the only thing I can say, but Commander has such a fast car, and I mean, it's unreal. I mean, let's get an update real quick, because I'm curious. Anything done to their cars? Yeah, they're still back here. I don't know what to say. This is just a thing where I think they just got to deal with it. NAPA Sim officials have been looking at it. They have made minimum speed, but just straight up, I don't know. I'm a little bit worried for these guys. That's all I'm going to say, because there are still people talking over upstairs. We'll keep an update on that. Commander, again, is he going to run away again? We had Discord Bot challenge for a lap or so, but oh my goodness. Commander's got this car hooked up. This is the same car from Atlanta, I am hearing. This just might be a car that they got to run every intermediate because they are flying right now. Over a second now on Typical, who's up to second.
Alright, Commander out front with a huge lead. Already pulled a second in number 23, a Typical. Got this car by Garrett Cameron in your top 5. But man, the pace we have seen from this 21 machine today has been impressive. And he's been okay on intermediates, but his main specialty has been mainly, so to this point, on the super speedways and the short tracks. And well, finally looking, and right now, looking amazing on this speedway here. He got the Atlanta win last week too. Started fighting out on the speedways, but I think that 23 Typical is running him down. Now, Typical is the premier road course ringer of this series. However, he has speed on these intermediates too. He won Michigan last season in the playoffs to make. That's what got him in the round of 8. He ended up winning the Chicagoland Road Course in the rain the next week to get him into the Final 4. And still, 23 running very, very well up in P2, especially for how slow of a start. They need a day like this.
I gotta give my flowers real quick here to Ty, because he had a good run at Atlanta, and now fighting for a top 5 spot here with Cam. Ty trying to also have kind of a career resurgence. Had a few opportunities early in his career, but injuries put him back. Got an opportunity at the end of the year for this team, and honestly, he wasn't that good, but they were committed with him full time this season. Other than an issue at Daytona, had a decent day at Atlanta, got a left letter, so in top 5 now at Texas. Great run for Ty. Trying to get something going here. Junior's still hanging around in the top 15. This is a stellar day for this team. I don't care what anyone says. Looking back here, Botch trying to move forward. Doug's got some damage. Not sure if he's been in the wall or something, but Doug seems to have a problem. He's been in the wall. Seems to still be keeping up here. JGO, Stu, the usual guys kind of back here, but they're hanging around. Avery on the lead lap. I mean, good runs for some drivers that need it and are also taking advantage of some of the other drivers like Mythical who are just straight up off the pace. And hey, that's free positions. You take what you could get. Typical cuts the gap down to a half a second. What a let for him. Trying to run down our leader.
Man, I want to ask, you know, this is a new sponsorship deal for with Commander. Obviously, Gamebridge coming in to replace mainly NAPA. Firestone stepped to replace more of that schedule too. But man, all I gotta say is, what a great way to show to a company that they deserve, that he deserves their money. Just what a way to start out, especially if you can close out the deal for a win. But that job is not gonna be easier said than done. He's got that number 23 machine revving up, wanting to get to his bumper.
Keep in mind, we're not even halfway through this race. Yeah, this is going to be one of the longer races of the year. 500-mile race, at least for NAPA Sim standpoint. A lot of these races are 300, 400 miles. This is one of the 500-mile races, and it's a long one, and it takes a lot out of these guys. The playoff race as well, 500 miles here at Texas. I think there's a playoff race in Texas. I honestly don't remember much of the schedule, but no matter what, no matter how many times we go to Texas, it's a 500-miler, and it is grueling on these drivers. I mean, usually at this point, in other races in any series, we're already nearing the end. But here, we're coming to just lap 60 of 134. If you're a commander, you can't get happy yet. Because we're not even halfway yet. There could be more cautions, there could be more restarts, there's going to be more lap traffic. You just gotta keep going here. Typical's gotta run. He needs a good day. Has DNF'd the first 2 races of the season, trying to get a good run here. Commander will shut the door, but Typical is there.
As I said, he has beat on the intermediates, and he has 2 intermediate wins to his career at Charlotte and Michigan. He can win at these places as much as he can and win on these road courses. And that's what, if he can consistently put up these oval wins though, I think Typical could be the most dangerous driver on the grid with obviously his road course prowess.
It's a mess back here. And just to think, our only actual caution was something that shouldn't even have been a caution. Montana stopped on the track and Dan ran into him. It wasn't technically a really legit accident. So when it comes to like actual racing in general, minimal contact. We saw the JGO and Jacob thing earlier. That was a racing incident, but These guys have kept it really clean for what is usual in Texas too. I think Ivan Antier just gave the bumper to Cam as I say that. Battling inside the top 10. Great day for Shermensky West. I mean, Internet is running in 6th. Ty is running now in 8th. And then you got your other 2 drivers right here. Ivan Antier might take 9th. He has. And Dylan look at the 10th. What a great day for a team that just has been having a lot of doubts as of late, but they're trying to silence their own doubts right now. They're trying to put all 4 of their cars in the top 10, and they are gonna do it here, I think. Dylan, no, Cam will get a run back on the outside here. Try and get back up to him. I saw the ticker, I saw Typical's closing, but Discord bot is as well. So 2 drivers that can hold tough with Commander, and I mean, hell, when Commander had a dancing partner with Dan, you know, there's a little bit of draft. You know, you can kind of draft off one another. You know, it helps in some way. But when it comes to running on your own, a lot of times in these new cars, you're just obviously a bit slower. And I think Typical and Discord are able to keep up with that. But at the end of the race, if Commander's still up here, it's going to be really tough to pass him. Because if he's this good early, I imagine him not slowing down at all. As they have put 3 seconds almost on 4th place. So again, a similar feel as the last green flag run we had.
I wonder how their dynamic will be. I never got a chance to point this out before the caution, but well, dynamic with Dan and Commander is that Commander was great in the open run, but Dan was making up significant time, and honestly significantly better than him in lap traffic. But now it's basically a fresh new plate for both us in the booth and the ones racing on the track, because now Commander, he has no idea how Typical Discord bot, they're showing some pace in the open air, in the clean air, but and he has no idea what they're going to do in lap traffic, so he kind of has no idea how he should maneuver lap traffic, where he should be more aggressive or more conservative, knowing that he may not get a move. But we are in fact heading to lap traffic here, the abysmally slow 44. This thing might have to go off the track eventually.
Yeah, I overheard under the caution that Mythical tried to get to the radio communications of Mac, and Mac just said, I don't know. He has no clue what's going on. I mean, they qualified all right. 27th is, oh man, you gotta give room there. Mythical is so used to racing these guys side by side that when you actually have to give way, it's a little bit tough for Mythical to give way to someone. He's so used to battling these guys, but you see it this time here, chasing and slash, they put a bit more of a gap instead of them all being right next to each other. So I guess maybe some have made their cars a bit better, but again, they just don't have the speed. I just don't know what to say, but Mac doesn't know what to say either. Mythical's like, hey, this car sucks. Help me. I'm going to come down pit road. What do I do here? And Max said, frankly, I don't know. Car is not good. And I mean, that's all anyone's got. It's just, it's honestly a shame because, oh, Sean out of the race. Another retirement. Something's going on. I mean, we heard a lot of complaints here at the early portion of this run that this track is just taking wear out of these drivers and the car itself. And I mean, I don't know if one of these guys I mean, Mythical's so far up the track. I mean, he's in the wall. I mean, I don't know if something went wrong prior to the race in qualifying or practice. Someone did something, someone hit something, but it's 4 DNFs and practically 3 of them, if you want to count Montana despite getting involved in a wreck, it all started from a mechanical failure. That's 3 cars out with a mechanical failure already in this race. So something's gone wrong here at Texas, and frankly, if you're an OG of this series, you know that Texas is chaotic, but in this level, when it comes to mechanical failures, not as much. But hey, Texas always finds a way to get crazy. Maybe with this new generation, maybe this is a new theme. Fragile race cars, and these guys have to make their adjustments when we come back here later.
To say also, I like to point out that in that last traffic, Commander seems like he is just miles better than typical air Discord bot. We saw Typical did get held up by that 44, but it seems like Commander is miles better than that 23 or the 55 in lap traffic. I am hearing over radios that that NAPA officials are preparing to tell that 44 to get off track potentially. They're considering asking the 44 to park it. We'll see if it happens, but we saw like how abysmal his pace is starting to get, and I think something might be coming similar for that 27 potentially, but we will see.
And if you're Mythical being told hey, you might have to park it. He's probably like, seriously? Me? Because it's true, Mythical is at so much speed, and I mean, I just have nothing to say. I'm just not sure. I mean, he's trying his best. I mean, he's trying to get out of the way. You can see him get out of the way here. He's running the top. Mythical's not used to giving way. I mean, it's true. He had a few races last season where he ran the 09, the 33, cars that weren't as fast. But even then, he was at least able to run top 20. This is just a whole nother level of just off the pace. And, I mean, we already saw the 45 cause an issue. We don't want to see someone else also cause an issue like the 44, the 27. So, something to monitor. But right now, they're still running. And they haven't been told yet to pull it in. But, getting to a point, 74 laps into this race, they've already made it past halfway. Hoping for maybe another caution, grab a few more spots. Maybe another mechanical failure. We saw the 31 retire earlier. Just gotta stay positive in some way and just gotta find a way to keep yourself going if you're the 44, if you're just the entire Sunbelt organization. Gotta find a way to keep pushing.
Yeah, and I mean with the 27, it's a little more understandable that they may have a race where they're terribly off pace. That's a Rogers racing car. It's the same to the 72. The 72 is not running very well. They don't run well as well. The 27 is the top car. But I think even then, you can justify that 27 occasionally having a very bad week or two. But not for the 44. That he's getting the best of the best Sunbelt equipment. And then, you know, he's running top 10 every week, most races himself. You just never see this type of performance out of a driver like this. And I wonder, look, and you kind of just seeing out his pace, he's getting quickly zoomed by even the midfielders. I wonder if maybe his time's about to be up on the track.
I'm also got radio from FXN. Guys on the crew were wondering what's wrong, and he said nothing. I just can't do anything. So FXN's also been complaining about just a bad race car, and it's been a tough start to his year. DNF at Daytona, DNF in Atlanta, and a horribly subpar day for the 00. A lot of storylines in this race and early in the year that I'm sure as we get later on in the year, they'll have their days and will probably get themselves in victory lane. But right now, we see a 3-wide battle here, but right now it's just craziness here. I mean, 4 mechanical failures, 3, my mistake. Dan was involved in a wreck. So 3 mechanical failures and 4 retirements, and drivers that, you know, when you look at the books are Mythical Slash, they're top 10 and favorites to win almost every single race, and it's just unbelievable to watch. But also it's unbelievable. Go ahead.
Yeah, also, I'll mention a couple things myself if I can here. You got typical Discord by starting to run back down Commander in the clean air. Which I think that's going to be the dynamic it looks like. The 23 and the 55 are significantly better in clean air, but Commander seems to be much better than in traffic. Another thing, I want to give my props to that 83 at Avery. I'm pretty sure they are running top 30 right now, and they are still on the lead lap. Now, I think they will eventually get lapped here, but still, this organization's had a huge trouble to start this season. I think a top 30 at least would be a fantastic day for this organization.
Yeah, D&Q Daytona had a DNF at Atlanta. Just trying to move forward, and I mean, they're out running other back markers that have a lot more experience than you. So I mean, well, Isolated, he has a win in Xfinity. He's been in this for a while, and I do say that the 98 is quite better than the 83, and the 83 is out running the 98. So I mean, good things to look forward to for this 83 team if they can keep having these runs like this. That was a little bit interesting there down the back straightaway. They were way lower on the racetrack than usual. Maybe Anakin was trying to side draft her teammate Peyton. FXN tried to get under Peyton. Jacob as well there. Alberto cars all kind of running in the top 25. Matthew, of course, DNF'd earlier. Just not a great day for them. And again, just not a great day for FXN. Boss trying to move forward. There's the 72 with Jack. Again, with the 72, they've also been running with the guys like the 39 and 44. I want to say that's raw pace, but I also think that car is also having a bit of issues. There is a lot going on, and something I think went wrong in practice that got into some of these cars, and I don't know what to say about it. I mean, it's just crazy. but Commander
Yeah.
has been ran down.
Yeah, it's been very crazy. And in the clean air, the 23 has ran back down that 21 machine. Discord bot in the picture as well. So we're going to see maybe not so much slower lap traffic. See if maybe this 23 is a little bit better. But you can already tell he's struggling as we're catching this lap traffic. And that is just kind of unbelievable if Typical's that bad in lap traffic. And Commander's going to get right by this 89 Sub NASCAR. It looks like to put him 2 laps down.
I don't know.
But actually, Sub NASCAR a little fight here. Obviously, you'll be able to fight for your lap, and Commander's going to fight this 21. That's going to be big help for this number 23 Typical, who can line up behind this 21 and get right by him as well when Commander does, and then be in good position to attack.
I mean, we saw Dan and Commander lead a little bit. Discord bot stole a lap on the restart, but that's it. It's been Commander who's led, I would say, about 70 of these laps. Typical's gonna rough him up. The bumper to Commander. He's not gonna race him cleanly. He's low in points. He needs a win now. He doesn't want to wait any longer here. Commander's been so fast, but there are multiple left cars that are gonna get in his way here. Who's going to make the right move? You see the 13 and 96, both on the lead lap. They're running their preferred line because they're trying to stay on this lead lap. They're not going to give way. Typical has an opportunity. He needs to drive it in now and take the spot because there's lap traffic in the horizon. Commander, though, gets a little bit of clean air, but oh, I think it went too deep. He had to get off the gas there. Typical gets a lap lead. Here comes Discord bot. Can Typical get under Santa? Yes. Typical to the lead at Texas. And Discord bot's following him right behind.
Yeah, and Typical showed speed in Atlanta before the DNF, and Commander, he boxed in Commander perfectly. That's actually going to be huge trouble for that 21 machine. Some NASCAR is going to be able to get under him here. That's going to be potentially big trouble if he doesn't figure it out. And he will not, and that is a pretty big hole for Commander to have to get out of. And they're going to get by now the 13 Dawson Enterprises machine. Now coming up to Isolated and Avery. Now Discord bot searching for a potential move on that 23 machine.
Discord bot also great speed at Atlanta, just couldn't get it done, fell back there in the closing laps. He's someone that is someone that is definitely a threat at a lot of these racetracks. Can he get to the lead? Typical gonna route the middle. Isolated's already a lap down, so I'd expect him to give away, but I'm not sure. He's gonna caution right now. I don't know about right now because we race back to the line. He'd have to hold off Typical for another lap. Let's see, hold him off for another lap. Caution comes out. He stays 1 lap down. He can then go ahead. He's ahead of some guys that were on the lead lap. He can go and race for a free pass. Discord bot tries to get under him. Typical puts a block. Oh, and now is Discord bot gonna give the bumper? No, Typical's gonna get in there. Is gonna bring Commander right back in, by the way. These two are both holding him up. One a left car, one is trying to stay on the lead lap, and the one that's on the lead lap's giving way. Avery on the high side. And again, you just want to run that bottom lane. That's the preferred lane, but if you're Discord bot, I think you had to go to the middle there. Try and grab the spot. Typical now to the bottom of Isolated. I think he had enough. Oh man, I don't like that entry from Typical there. He entered the way low line. And they still cannot get by these two. What a fight for these two drivers. Hanging on right now. And Discord bot being super cautious, but if I was him, I would have already gone by him. You need to make the move now.
Now look who's coming up right back and by him. It's that 21 of Commander. Commander might go for a 2-for-1 here. Is he going to take it 3 wide? No, Typical is going to shut that door. But Isolated is a Ford, so maybe a little manufacturer support there possibly, trying to help that 55 get by him. I mean, it is kind of seen, it's seen as a good thing, kind of, you try to help your manufacturer partners, no matter who they may be. I mean, it's seen as a positive thing around the league. And now they're going to get by that 83 at Avery, and I think now they're catching that 44 and that 27 and the 39. Their days could be done here if the officials call it.
Yeah, they're seeming pretty lenient. I will definitely say they have picked up the pace. Big check up there. Is there a caution? No, just an issue for Commander and Discord bot. Did you see that? They both got loose or something happened. And now Typical trying to run away. But what I was saying, these guys have picked up the pace. They are definitely going quicker. But still, something's wrong. It's something terminal. This isn't a setup thing. I think it's something terminal because I'm not sure, but Typical right now I think if he gets by these guys, I don't know if you'll see him again. We'll find out. Right now, they're letting him go. Mythical. Already 2 laps down. Gonna go 3. I just don't think there's a way you even try to fight this, sadly. I mean, there's just no reason to even try and fight, because there's no point.
Man, if I just screw himself here.
Yeah, Mythical's trying to get out of the way, but, I mean, you're exiting up top and trying to get out of the way. Yeah, that's a little bit tough. Sure, and just like I said earlier, Mythical's not used to having to do this. He's like, what lane do I even run in? But he gave them the preferred lane. They were just side by side for second. Slash here was just running his line. Held up typical a little bit, but I don't think that was no problem for Slash. Then he's going to get out of the way there. Definitely held him up a little bit, though. Ooh, what an entry by Discord Body. He's going to close right up to the 23 here. Not enough to get to the inside down the front straightaway. We're going to do flyby the field here. An entire let flyby, but to just get a look of where everyone is. But the next time they come by, for all we know, Discord Body's going to be in the lead. Or we're going to have a big crash. Dylan's into the wall. And we're going to stack him up here on the front straightaway.
No, Dylan's on his side.
Ooh, Junior's going to get a little
Watch
bit
out,
of
we have more
damage.
trouble.
Oh, man, big crash at Texas. We got to check up here. Oh, my goodness. This is the Texas that we know here. Leader's got to figure this out here. Look out. Oh, man, that's as close as it gets right there. I'm sure the spotters might have been a little bit late. This is the Texas that everyone knows. And it's that right there. Crashes like that. Cam, ooh, he's mad. He get back up onto the racing server, taking that Ty Dillon Vegas line. Cautions out. Mike has some damage to the rear. This just shaked up the entire grid. Mac has entered the top 10. Slash is involved. How in the world did he get collected? A bunch of cars involved, and that happened right in our camera. You would think it was planned. Big accident. And this is the Texas that we have known for the entirety of the NAPA Sim season and its history. Big crash. Let's take a look at what happened.
Take a good look at what happened. I called a giant wreck here. Coming off turn 4, they just squeeze each other, Dylan and Cam, and both of the wall and then just behind. Nowhere to go for all these guys. Very unfortunate. Wayside's going to be Larry Lucky. Got himself out of there with very little problems. And then afterwards, you see 33 hits Cam, gets spun by the 52. And then you just start getting a mess of stuff after here. As drivers are flying in on the race back, trying for positions. They just start all ramming into each other. And you get the absolute mess that you got here. At least 11, 12, 13 cars involved.
I mean, this is what happens when you race back to the line. It's a thing that's not going to be changed in NAPA Sim Series. It's what you do. Drivers fight for every position, but then you got to get off the gas. Guys like JJO and others, very minimal damage, but still, they count as being involved in the wreck, and that's going to take out a lot of cars. Cam flying down pit road. Seems like Dan Motorsports drivers love to not go the speed limit. We're going to take another look. What the fuck? On board with new. What a mess. And I mean, just need to get off the gas a little bit more. That's all I gotta say. Slow-mo shot here as our cameras at the front straightaway caught this perfectly. The timing of this was unreal on the live broadcast. Hard into the wall for Dylan. The car just bends in and internet just has nowhere to go and just wow. What an accident there. That's just unbelievable. And then for guys like Mac and Peyton, minimal damage, but great job for getting by. And then one more look at Junior running in the cam and getting spun. A great day. Sadly, it looks like, though, Junior will not see the end of today. Just a crazy accident here in Texas. But what Texas is all about. Well, all the drivers and all the officials are going to try and re-rack everything, figure out where everyone's running. And we still got around 30 laps to go. Alright, Well, the pace car's going to pull in here. Single file restart this time around. Here we go, I guess. 29 cars remain. Some of them battered and bruised and are just trying to make it to the end for some extra points. What a mess this race is becoming. We have a whole new kind of top 10 to 15 look here. Back green, Typical still in control. Commander trying to take advantage of the single file restart. Maybe get to the outside of Discord Bot. Got to his outside, but I'm not sure if it's going to work. Yeah, there's just not as much speed on the restart. Or maybe he's going to keep up here. Discord Bot to the bottom looking for the lead. Let me give Avery's left back.
Side side. Oh, Commander's going to try to split the middle 3 wide.
What a move.
Possibly.
The 3 drivers that have dominated the race. Oh, almost a part 2 of what we just saw. But they're going to hang on. Discord Bot to the lead. We almost just had the part 2 of what just happened. That would have been horrendous. Commander, though, all of a sudden, he's back to the point.
Yeah, man, what a battle we're going to see for this win here. And now here comes Garrett. SM maybe into the picture now. We have some new actors possibly up here. We've got Wayside Mac. I am an Anti-Owner and Ty possibly into the action if things happen. Commander, no, he is running back away.
I mean, just simply what a move there by Commander to get the lead back. But what a move by Discord Bot as well to put himself in a position there. Got a left led there. I'm worried about Typical because Garrett might cover here. No, he does give him a lane. I was worried that Typical was going to be blocked off and give SM an opportunity. But no, he's going to hang on here. But Garrett cleared the third. First time he's been in the podium position today. It's been the same 3 to 4 guys, if you want to count Dan earlier, all race long. SM looking for 4th. He's proven that his Daytona 500 win is not a fluke, trying to get up here and get himself another top 5 run. Here comes Ty as well, getting into the mix with Typical. He might have given him a little bit of a bumper shot there to get to his inside.
Yeah, there's Wayside going through, and Commander starting to build a lead. But we have seen that these big leads, they don't usually last, especially when you got a guy like Discord Bot, who is about as close to an all-around driver as you can get, because he can win practically anywhere. Road course, super speedway, short track, speedway. He's done it in the past, and he did it last year. His 3 wins were at Sonoma, Talladega, and Memphis too. So yeah, just a guy that can win anywhere. He is obviously very dangerous to go for a win here, but now he's got Garrett coming to his inside here as we now look at the battle for around the 10th spot.
How about Peyton? Earlier we were talking about the Alberto cars just being average. Peyton's now looking for 7th. What a turnaround after the trouble we saw. I mean, again, how about I'm an Anti-Owner? He was almost taken out in that wreck. He lives to fight another day and try and continue what has been a good start to his season. Top 5 at Daytona and a good run at Atlanta. Trying to get in the top 10 here in Texas. Just gotta hang on. How about FXN? Talked about him having a horrendous day. He's up in a 10th. Max trying to take that spot, though. He's just looking for something to go his way in any series. He's looking for that spot. A lot of drivers that probably won't be able to win this race, but can at least say, hey, we got a top 10 and some things are rolling for us, some momentum. I'm an Anti-Owner.
I want to give some props to Mike, because he is still competitive here, but look how that back end is pretty banged up from that wreck. So props to him. He's up here despite that damage.
He's running well, and he's looking at 3 wide in front of him. If I'm in the field, I'm worried to go 3 wide now, because we just saw what just happened. 3 wide caused a wreck. I don't even want to do that again. Anikate clear by FXN. Mac trying to follow the 48 behind the Anti-Owner and try and get himself up here. Wayside's going to cut that off. Just unbelievable here. And I'm sure a lot of these drivers' goals are just make it to the end after what happened. I'm not sure if we're going to see any more of that traffic. Some guys that were slow earlier are no longer out here, but and there's a lot of mangled messes out here. Somehow, look at the modified Junior.
The 15 at Cam actually maybe could be a candidate for a lap. That thing's damaged.
Compared to his fastest lap, he's only 2 seconds off the pace, so I think he'll be alright, but he would maybe become a left car issue, so we'll see how this plays out here. I mean, for some drivers, possibly their season has just changed with a possible top 10 here. Just put some more momentum in. Momentum has just been a struggle here for guys like Peyton, Mack, and especially FXN early on in the year, but this could change everything for them. And how about this battle for 5th here between two veterans? SM and Ty. Ty looking to grab that 5th spot here, and actually, sorry, we can't show that battle for the lead. Here comes Discord Bot, trying to steal the lead and possibly the win from Commander. Wraps that bottom lane, and Heath to the lead. Discord Bot to the point at Texas.
Yeah, this man is so... Discord Bot is, like I mentioned earlier, he's the closest thing you can get to an all-around driver. And definitely, he has the talent to win at these speedways. But here's Commander looking for a crossover. Don't forget, Garrett's in striking distance. If these guys get real battly, Garrett and maybe even Typical in striking distance. Commander back to the inside here in the third one. And Commander's going to drive it in deep. And he is right back by that 55 machine.
I mean, Garrett hasn't even seen anywhere close to the lead yet today. He has been outside of this first group that consisted of Commander and Dan early, and then Commander, Discord Bond, Typical in that second run. This is the first time he's been a part of this run. Maybe made another adjustment, and now he's up here running in the podium top 3, but he wants a win. Didn't have a great run at Atlanta, I'm gonna be honest. Started in the rear and only clawed himself up to like a 17th, 18th place finish. That wasn't Garrett-like. Now he's up here watching these two battle for the lead and wondering, hey, if Discord Bot, let's say he misses the corner here, Commander washes up the track with him, Garrett can look to make a move here, but Discord Bot made the move first. He's back to the lead.
Yeah, it looks like maybe these 3, maybe these 4 if Typical can catch up, will be the battle for the win. And we still got about 21 laps of action here. So, lots can happen in that time frame. We got Ty in 5th place, but yeah, look at all the DNS we have.
All the way back to Matthew.
From all the events that have happened today. And, well, if you are still out here, especially if you stay in the lead lap, you are in for a great finish.
I mean, hell, if you are guys like the 62 and the 31, the 39, the 44, and you retired from this race because of mechanical failure, you might actually be thankful because you got a clean car that you can make adjustments on and try and move that in Vegas, hypothetically saying they run the same chassis or something. That is all I gotta say, because some of these guys, they might be a little butthurt now after not finishing, but honestly, I'd rather have a mechanical failure than to get your car destroyed in an accident. That accident took out a lot of cars that won't be able to reuse those chassis anymore, and sometimes you just gotta take the very few positives and move on to next week. But for this top 4 here that are all still in striking distance, their only positive is getting a win. Well, maybe not Commander, but for Discord Bot, Garrett, and Typical, they're not in the win column yet this season. They need to get it. Where's Cam gonna go? Oh man, Cam might have played a bit of blockade to a Chevy partner and Commander. I'm not sure what that was, but Cam is main minimum speed, so he's out here. Might just be angry. NAPA Sim is key to have a lot of angry drivers. Take their anger out on the battles for the lead. I mean, hell, there are a lot of drivers out here that have a lot of bad blood with a lot of drivers, and it's been known, but if you're Cam, I would have gotten out of the way there, but it did just make this battle for the lead a lot more intense. Commander back to the bottom. He will take that top spot back. Here comes Typical back into the picture.
Now it's a full wham battle for the lead, and I don't think lat traps can be an issue anymore. See Bot, Jack Jr. there.
Maybe at the very end of the race.
But now it's just going to be down to the raw pace of these 4.
Yeah, 2 Mustangs here, a Dodge and a Chevy, so you got good luck here of most of our manufacturers here. Highest running Dodge, I actually want to figure that out here. Or not Dodge, highest running Toyota. I have no clue. Where are we going? It's that JJO in 15th, our highest Toyota 16. Solid run for him. Pretty decent at this track. Top 20 for him would be nice here for that BC Racing organization. But again, just trying to just get by this 21 at Commander. And I'm sure if you're the top 4, you're saying, hey, you've got to win. Maybe you should move over here. But Commander, he's just trying to get 2nd win of the year. More playoff points. I'll carry towards the playoffs. Discord Bot got a little bit of a run there. Not just enough to get to the inside unless if he wants to try it. Will Commander give him a lane? Oh, I think Discord Bot forced him to give him a lane. But Commander, can you use the run off the exit? Not really. Enough of a run to stay ahead. But Discord Bot is on his inside. He can drive it in here. Can he take the spot? Negative. Commander holds the lead and trying to get second win of the year already, but there's a bunch of hungry veterans right behind him that know that they have a chance. What if Gary can get up to second? He hasn't been able to get up to second yet. Does he have anything for the leader?
And obviously also, I want to add 2 wins is insurance practically. We have, this field is a very, very competitive field. We have lots of drivers that are probably going to win this season. And in the case we get some chaotic races, we can have the expected drivers win, and we could get some very much wild card winners. SM's already kind of like a wild card winner, albeit he does run up for quite a bit. But we can get some truly wild card winners that come into play and make things very interesting. And obviously, it's going to be down to whoever's the best out of the one race winners. If we get more than 16 winners, which I doubt will happen. But you can't never say never, as Discord Bot is going to go to the inside of Commander here.
Again, though, late in this run, the middle lane is superior, in my opinion, but Discord Bot does get that left. And I know everyone can see on those cameras, I think we are going to catch a few cars. I mean, that modified. This thing is unbelievable still running, and running ahead of cars as well. So, you know what? Props to Junior. But if these become a factor, you want to be the leader. You just straight up want to be the leader. You do not want to be, you don't want to be second. You don't want to get used as a pick. You want to be the leader. That's what Discord Bot knows, and that's what he's doing. But Typical says, all right, I'm going to jump under you now. I'm going to try and get back to the lead. He led the good enough in the second portion of the race before that caution, but since then he lost it. Trying to get it back, but Discord Bot is clear. Can he run away? With only 10 laps to go, can we make it to the end without another caution?
We will see, as we are definitely catching these guys. And to Commander and Typical side by side, we're going to have 4 guys in striking distance. And we might have battling guy traffic here. Look at that 40-72 out ahead as our cameras view that. They are literally battling a little bit. That could be huge trouble as Typical now shoots it to the inside of the 55. But the 55 is going to run the outside, clears him into the back straightaway.
If these two up ahead are side by side, then you truly have nowhere to go. This is my opinion, only kind of a 2-groove racetrack. You can run a 3rd lane, and hell, even in the truck race, we saw a tiny bit of 4-wide, but in my opinion, if you don't want to cause an accident, it's a 2-lane racetrack. But Bot couldn't get to under the 72 of Jack, and look at how easy Discord Bot goes by Bot. I wonder why that was so easy, but Jack is going to actually slow him up. Oh man, just like that, all of Bot's work has gone down the drain as the other left car held up Discord Bot. Here comes Typical, here comes Gary, here comes Commander, all 4 of them in the mix. Discord Bot slides up slightly. Typical's gonna take that. Maybe earlier in the race he would have let him go, but this late in the race, he doesn't care if he turns him. He's gonna get this lead, and that's what he does. Back to the lead here.
Yep, back to the lead for Typical. Discord Bot's gonna clear Garrett for second. That really screwed Commander if anything. But Commander's gonna go charge right back to the inside of Garrett. And Typical's gonna shoot it to the inside of this 33, and he's gonna lock up. And guess what? Here comes Discord Bot. Here comes Commander as well, catching back up as a result of that. And just like that, we have pretty much stayed the exact same. The order of the deck of the chairs has shuffled a little bit, but now we still have a same 4-car battle for the lead, and there will be no more lap traffic.
I mean, in my opinion, if I'm Typical, you didn't have to do that. Junior obviously gave him a lane, you saw it. Typical just drove it in there and ended up getting a little bit tight. Had too much entry speed, had to let up, but somehow it worked for him because he's gapping the rest of the guys, and he did get by the 33, so never know here. 5 laps to go. Can Commander, can Discord Bot, can Gary, who has again not been able to even have a chance at the leader, he's been stuck behind someone in second. Can he get there and have a chance to win? Or can Typical run away? And keep in mind, Commander, I understand you have a win, but he's led like this entire race. I'm sure he does not want to give this one away after leading what I believe is the most laps, and he's been in the front the entire day. His average running position is 2.1. Unbelievable speed we have seen out of him today. He doesn't want to lose this win. but Garrett's looking under him for third. He might be in jeopardy, or is he? Back to the bottom of Discord bot, but Typical's getting a gap here. Just a little bit, but we've seen so far today, a little is nothing. You need to get at least, in my opinion, a second before I think you're good. 3 laps to go.
3 to go. I thought Camara's gonna maybe concede behind Discord bot. They line up, try to run down this 23, but it looks like that's gonna be the case. It's now gonna be down to Commander as we have fights for the top 10 as well. Got Jacob entering the top 10. I just saw that for the first time today. We have a pretty big battle for these these 8 through 10 positions, and even a little bit further behind. Lots of guys that usually don't get those opportunities battling for them. 2 to go here in Texas. Typical out front, but we got a number 21 machine who is hungry to run him down.
Yeah, those guys, 8th, 9th, 10th on back. There's a lot of positions
oh my
in the
God,
top 10.
You got a huge run for the 21 and Commander.
Up for grabs as here comes Commander to the bottom. Discord bot's run as well. Is he daring enough to take it 3 wide? No, he thinks smarter. But Commander, can he clear? Typical's gonna have a bit of a run here. Discord bot as well. It's a 3-man fight to the white flag at Texas. Who's gonna get it done?
Commander's got the advantageous position here, but if Typical go on the outside, he's got a great chance. Way up the track, side by side. Oh, he has a horrible exit off too. But now Discord bot could be in position to set him up here. Let's see what happens here. 3 and 4.
Oh man, here we go.
Can Discord bot get inside? No, he can't.
Oh my goodness, Discord bot went for it, couldn't get it. Off turn 4, back to back for Commander. He wins Texas. What a finish as the rest of the field comes by. Ties again top 5. Who gets the top 10? It's a battle. I think it's gonna be Mac, but Anike might have stole it. No, it's Mac. What a finish at Texas. And Commander back to back here in the Cup Series. Atlanta and now Texas. What a race that was, and the dominant car of the day, rightfully so, gets it done. But we had a 3-4-man fight there at the end. What a race that was as the rest of the field comes down pit road. What a showing we had here. Wow. Let's take a look at the finishing results after a wild one here at Texas. Let's take a look at the top 10 here after a commanding race by Commander here at Texas. And Commander gets the job done, but Discord bot, he's been close almost every race so far. He's gonna get it done eventually, but he has to settle for a second. Typical. He's gonna get himself out of his early hole in points. He comes home 3rd. Garrett 4th and tie. What a great start to the year he's having. A career resurgence, looking alive and well. SM comes home 6th. I'm an Antioder in 7th. Wayside in 8th. FXN recovers for a 9th. And how about Mac? Something that he just desperately needs. He's gonna get a top 10 here. Just something for his organization. Sunbelt Stars had rough races, but at least they could say they put 2 of their cars in the top 10. And Alberto sandwiched there with Anna-Kate, Jacob, and Peyton. 11th through 13th. Mike with a top 15. I can't say enough about the performance he's been doing in this car. Great run. Avery on the lead. Leppin almost got by Vixterity for a top 20. Great run for this JT Motorsports team. That is a run that honestly might just save their season. Not in a point standpoint, but just in making races and just the development of this driver. That is what you need to do. A lead lap finish in the top 25. That shows a lot for this driver. And then as we pan here to the back half of the field, a lot of guys will let down, some off pace, some off damage, like Bot, Cam, Junior, Jack had some rough days. But then we got all of our DNFs, Chasey Man and Mythical done for the day. They had slow cars all day. And all of our DNFs, Internet, Kermit, Dylan, New. Just a lot of issues here today. And also, of course, we saw some of our mechanical failures. And we saw Dan get involved in that early accident. What a crazy race here at Texas. And now, Mac, I will head to you. Well, the longest race of the season so far, most definitely. Some chaos and a lot of great racing. Well, after Texas, which always gives a great show, what are your final thoughts?
I mean, I thought it'd be a few wrecks, but what a finish we got. But this race will also be a marathon for the fans that make it to the end. So, I guess off script, off topic, whatever. For the people that actually made it to the end of this video, we do appreciate you watching this whole thing. It was probably very long.
Yeah, broadcasters, all of our crew will go through, trim it down here, and figure out how long this race truly was. What a showing here today at Texas, and well, we're not done with chaotic tracks as we got ISM, Phoenix, we got Vegas coming up, we got some crazy tracks still coming up. But that will do it for me, Dylan, and Mac in the booth. Thank you guys all for watching a 134 lap classic. Congratulations once again to Commander's second win on the year, and we will see you guys next week.